this will trigger a short squeeze, but then we come back down here into the mid-range really quick. The 50 moving average will remain a target here, guys. Bitcoin keeps pushing to the upside, and there might be one last short squeeze looming right now before we get a steeper pullback. Let's talk about this. Let's go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here once again, guys. We are killing it right now, not only with the signals that I give every day here on the channel, but also in the Telegram channel. The link is actually in every description of every single video. But what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Go to a Bybit here of the World Series of Traders. Why are we still at 89 here? 98, sorry, 98. We should be at 100. You have still 2 days left, guys, to join the squad so that we can win some prize money here together. Use the link in the description and the pin comment below. And if you don't have a Bybit account yet, then use the other link to claim a free $500 airdrop position. If you deposit $100, you can claim the position on any of these coins with the link in the description and the pin comment below. And now let's talk about the DXY first. As I told you guys yesterday, that once we are getting close to the 104 point level here on the DXY, I expect that we start to pull back, and this might be now finally the case. We see here some retracement happening. Now we need continuation into next week. But I believe closer the election is coming, the weaker the dollar will get. So I'm not saying that into the election dollar will crash like crazy, because I think that's the reason why it's getting propped up. But the closer we get, at some point, we're going to see that big breakdown. And I still stand with that. I believe that the biggest move here in the DXY will happen just after the election, which will be good for all risk on assets. Now, when we look at Bitcoin here on the daily chart is hammering at that $68,600 resistance level that I have marked out here for many months already. Now, there has something happened and shifted now that makes me believe that we will actually get through this, but then we come back down here into the mid-range really quick. And I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. So definitely make sure that you stick around here, because this is really interesting. When we are going to the 12-hourly chart, here, first thing that we need to happen to move to $70,000 is a 12-hourly candle close above $68,400. So that will bring us really close to the resistance line that I had pointed out on the daily chart. And once that happened, and I zoom then in here a little bit, you're going to see that the next biggest cluster, so that cluster starts at $69,100 to almost $70,000. And then the following one is at $70,800 to $71,355. So, but I believe what's going to happen potentially in the next coming hours is that Bitcoin is going to short squeeze into the cluster up here, and from there gets the massive rejection then into the support zone and potentially a wick below it before we come straight back up, and then we get continuation over the next coming days and weeks here. On the 4-hourly chart, also here, we are still consolidating on the MDX scalp gradient. As you can see here, color-wise, we are cooling off a little bit, which I told you that this is going to happen, that we are most likely seeing something happening like over here, where we just consolidate for a while before we get another bigger move to the upside. So, but here in this consolidation, I believe we will get here a move close to $70,000, and from there come back into the consolidation phase, and then we start breaking down a little bit lower, which is absolutely fine, guys. So you should not be worried about this. See this as a huge opportunity to open positions. I see it the same way, but I cannot shake the feeling that we are going still here to like $64,000, $65,000 really soon, even though we get that move. Because in my opinion, this will be a bull trap, and the bull trap will liquidate a lot of levels here on the short side, all the way up to like $70,000, and then we will come down, start liquidating everybody below us. Of course, we will most likely not go to the 200 moving average, but the 50 moving average will remain a target here, guys. It will remain a target, but now let me show you why I believe that we are first getting that short squeeze. So, and that short squeeze is coming from the liquidation heat map. You see here is a really huge level with almost $6 billion at $70,319. Once we start liquidating these levels here at $68,675, where we have $3.3 billion sitting right now worth of short liquidations, this will trigger a short squeeze into the $70,000 range. But because we have so many sell orders up here, what usually happens if there are more sell orders than buy orders, price starts to reverse to the downside, and then we start triggering everybody that came late to the party in terms of long positions that were taken. And you see here also leverage building up right now. I'm not really worried about that small build up in leverage currently here on CoinGlass, as long as we are not hitting here almost the 90,000 mark in open interest. So, but believe me, guys, when you see leverage increasing and price pushing above $68,400, it might be a really, really quick move that we are going to see. Something like this, leverage spikes, comes straight back, and the price will do the same, will nuke to the downside. And here's the other thing. Leverage is increasing, spot is not doing a lot right now. So here's still here right now, again, no interest from spot buyers to buy at these prices, only leverage building up. But when we are looking here at the trade that I have opened yesterday, that long position on ZoomX, then you can clearly see we are nice here already in the money. I have no stop loss, but I should set actually a take profit point. Yeah, that sounds fine. $84,000. Why $84,000? Unfortunately, don't have the chart for this, but there is a Fibonacci extension level sitting at around $84,000. So it makes sense to have the take profit close to it. Remember, this is a long-term position. That's why only 10x. Most likely for this bull run, we will not go to the liquidation price here. And even if we get close and turn around, then I have other orders sitting here, and then the liquidation price will just also average to the downside under $60,000, which will be highly unlikely, not impossible, but highly unlikely to be touched. If you want to trade with me together on ZoomX, guys, there's also a link in the description and in the pinned comment below. Don't forget, if you sign up, deposit $100, open one trade, even if it's for $1, doesn't matter, in, out, close. You are eligible for the weekly giveaway of $500 twice per week. So make sure that you take advantage of that. And now, when we're looking at the USDT dominance, the USDT dominance is still declining. So it looks like that the first scenario that I pointed out is coming into fruition here, and that was that we are just chopping sideways a little bit before we get then a leg to the downside by forming here somewhat of a bearish pennant or a bear flag, and that will bring us close to under 5% once we are getting this big move here to the downside, and that's exactly what we want to see here. And of course, if the USDT dominance goes down, the total free market cap goes here to the upside. We have closed above the yellow dotted line, which was really important that we do this. So now we need to hold this. As long as we are holding this, we are going to get continuation here in direction of the $653 billion resistance. And once we are through that, everything is green light for 700 billion and beyond. And that will result in major moves in some of the altcoins. Actually, one was exploding today out of nowhere, like 70%. I was like, what is happening here? So, and it was because that coin got listed on Binance, but for like months this coin was not doing anything. So I was really surprised to see that. But this will become the norm once we are seeing a break of $700 billion. Ethereum is trying to break the horizontal resistance level here and try to get a footing within that bigger resistance area of $2,630 to $2,770. Here, the indicators are telling me there might be a big move coming really soon because the MACD is about to print a buy signal. The stochastic is going up. Only the RSI is going down slightly, and that's just simple for the fact that we are in a big resistance level that we have not broken for a couple of months now. So it's quite normal that we see some indicators behaving the right way while price action is going here sideways. So I'm not worried about this. I just want to look here at the daily chart. On the daily, I could imagine, if I look here on we are still bullish on the daily. So here we need to ignore the stochastic RSI. So how's the 12 hourly looking? Yeah, if we get a close at current levels, I think the stochastic will print a buy signal while the RSI is going up and the MACD is bullish, and that could be the pinch that we need to get at least a wick close to $2,700. Would I open here position? No, definitely not. Not without that the stochastic comes a little bit lower, and also the daily here stochastic is a little bit lower. I would just wait and let this play out if you don't want to scalp this until price comes back down, and then find an entry. Then Uniswap right now good in my opinion for an entry. We just need to lower here this, so because we bounced off the 50 moving average here on the 12 hourly chart, we are here in this green box. Remember I said when we come into this green box, good to enter. So I would enter this from here currently, and we are also potentially forming right now a morning star pattern here, these 3 candles. And this will be also confirmed in 46 minutes when we are closing the current 12-hourly candle, potentially printing a lighter red candle than on the MACD, which is also a sign that we're turning around. The stochastic already about to print a buy signal, RSI pointing to the upside. So here everything should be trimmed for bullish continuation to the upside. And also here on the 4-hourly chart, we clearly see this with already printing a green MACD candle. Just a buy signal will come in. When we're closing this current candle, only the RSI is not really looking that bullish compared to all the other indicators, but I believe that here we will see some nice continuation over the next coming hours and days. Then Solana broke this downward sloping trend line. Remember I said enter it from there if you want to enter this. So right now it's actually good. We have also formed here a bull flag formation. So we have not only formed that pennant, but also a bull flag at the same time that we have broken out of now. So the bull flag pattern would also bring us to $168. Remember, I said that is one level that I'm looking at. So if you would like to enter Solana right now, don't forget, even if you enter now, we are still under this resistance here. So you could enter this currently, but be aware of that we are sitting here straight under this resistance. So you should have a tight stop loss. My stop loss would be at $150. So that is a 3% stop loss, more or less 2.5%, something like that. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't go in with like 30x. 10x would be more than enough. And then I would target $177 in this current setup. So here that is you see why it's a little bit dangerous, because this candle, if that doesn't turn green by the end of this 4-hourly close, it could be a reversal. Evening star candlestick pattern. So be careful. Maybe just wait until this candle is closed and then see if we closed in green. If we closed in green, I would enter that, but like I said, with a tight stop loss. Then the next one, Rune doing quite well. Remember yesterday I said if we come down to the 200 moving average, I would enter from here. So you would be up now roughly 2%. Since then, depending on the leverage, that's already good money. The indicators all telling me continuation. Also, if I go into the 12-hourly chart, if it's loading. So here, we are about to bottom out on the stochastic RSI. RSI is bullish. MACD is not too bearish. So here we could get really quick continuation once we reclaim $4.97. Let it be $5. Once we reclaim $5, we should get immediate continuation, because we will be above the EMA ribbon and the 50 moving average, and that should then bring us finally above the $5.23 resistance and set us up to go here all the way up to $6. And then the next one is render. I actually opened a render trade on Bybit earlier at $5.33 for the simple reason that I saw how bullish we are looking here. Here on the 4-hourly chart, we have formed now a rounding bottom. Here could be another W pattern be in the making currently, with the golden ratio being the first target here of this current trade. If you would also enter this currently, because it would be the neckline of that W pattern with a target of roughly $6.60, $6.70-ish. So also here, good to enter right now in this secondary setup, this one here, with 25% potential profit against a 3.84% over stop loss. If you're still here in this original trade setup, you're fine. You don't need to do anything. But I opened here a new trade. We also broke this downward sloping trend line that formed here. And also here I see continuation based on the indicators and also the higher time frames. If I go here into the 12-hourly chart, see here, that is a really strong indication for a reversal back to the upside, the way how the stochastic area is looking. Also the RSI just spiking to the upside. MACD about to bounce from the signal line off with the trend line. So here we should also see here higher prices over the next coming hours. And again, one other exchange that I'm working with is BTCC. Go there, sign up, claim up to 10% in deposit bonuses on the first initial deposit. Up to $10,000 is what you can claim on your first initial deposit. You only need to deposit at least $500 to be eligible for the 10% deposit bonus. Also, there's a link in the description and the pin comment below to go to this exchange. So then the next one, surprisingly a meme coin right now, is Dogecoin. Dogecoin, I spoke the last time about Dogecoin in September, when we were about to break this downward sloping trend, and I said enter when we are breaking this trend. So if you would have listened to me in September, you would be up now 34%, guys. 34%, and I said the target is 103% of that whole move. So now, of course, along the way, we will see up and downs and corrections. So right now, we are 51, let it be 52%. We're 52% away from the original target. If you did not see this video in September because you're a new subscriber or you just did not watch it because you missed it or something like this, if you want to still enter this Dogecoin trade, wait for the price action to hold the 200 moving average. If we can stay above the 200 moving average, you can enter from here. But this still takes a couple of days, guys. You know, so because look, stochastic is pretty high, RSI is flying, slightly overbought here, and the MACD is also flying like crazy. And we had 9 straight days of green. So there must be at some point a correction. And that's why we might get a lower entry for us. And if I would be looking at a lower entry level, the first one that comes to mind here would be 12 cents 0.5. And then also below that, 12 cents. So these are two levels where I would place limit orders because there is a high probability chance that when Dogecoin starts to pull back, that we come into these regions here. And anyway, at current price levels, you should take profit. Remember, we had here free take profit zones. You should take some chips off the table and raise your stop loss from there, at least to your entry, to make sure that you are walking away here with some money at least, you know. So what I would actually do, because we would be still up a couple percent here. Set your stop loss if you actually took the trade at 11 cents 0.5. Take some profit off the table here and then let it run like this. Even if you get stopped out here at 11.5, it's fine. You will still walk away with a little bit of profit in terms of from the entry level to that stop loss level here. And then if we reverse from there, you can just re-enter with all the money that you made, enter your initial capital, and have now a bigger position to ride this here all the way up into the 20 cents mark. The next one is Injective. Injective, we spoke about yesterday, strong candle here to $24. I believe that we potentially see here another retest of $24 before we will turn down on the daily chart, because also here stochastic not looking all too good, but the RSI still has room to go to the upside, and also the MACD just started to get running here. So in this case, I'm gonna ignore the stochastic as long as price action remains bullish. If you are asking me right now for an entry level, if you miss this setup, then your best option is either to wait for a pullback into 21 cents and 15, or a break of $22.36, and at least the 4-hourly candle close above that. These are the other two alternative entries that I have. And then, of course, if you enter at $22.36, your target should be here. The golden ratio on the Fibonacci extensions at $28, so a little bit higher than what we had on our original setup. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money tomorrow.